Miss Sarah, how are you guys doing? I'm so sorry. I was trying to like upload something, but it wouldn't. StreamYard, y'all got to do better. Like I was trying to put something up so I could show you guys, but StreamYard is just not letting me do it, and it pisses me off because like YouTube wouldn't give me these issues. Anyway, how are we doing? Y'all know what it is. Oh, Jesus. Y'all know what it is. Look at me. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to find all my rainbow stuff. Look at Happy Pride. Happy Pride, family. Celebrate safely. Celebrate safely. How are we doing, my loves? Again, sorry for not advertising this. What is going on with me? I feel like it's getting warm and I'm not being myself. I'm not being myself. How are you? Yeah, they won't let me be great, crazy homebody girl. Because I was over here and I was just like, is it my computer? And then I realized they just would not accept the video. StreamYard, come on, be better. Be better. Yes, Billy, happy Pride. What's up, Blair? What's up, family? Yeah, I'm trying to give y'all, if you haven't noticed by now, sorry. In my smoothie, it has dates. This is, by the way, what am I drinking today? Dates, carrots, almond milk, apple juice, pineapple, peaches, bananas, blackberries, strawberries, and avocado. I'm that girl. We're going to get snatched. Thank you so much, Tracy. Let the family know. Let the family know. Let them know to come on in the room, Kayla. Hey. Yeah, dates are delicious, but I don't have that expensive blender. I have the one just under it. So it can get the dates blended, but we still be having a little bit of chunks. We still be having a little bit of chunks. Anyway, how are we doing? Kill the lights and I'm gonna try to get something else up here then if I can't get the video. I think I'll just play you guys the video then if I can't get it up here because StreamYard won't let me be great. StreamYard won't let me be great and it's so upsetting. It's so upsetting. So much fun stuff that I could do with you guys if they let me. But you know what? They're new. I'm gonna give them a chance. But after I pay my damn money, you should be up to date with the technology. Shoot. Y'all told me it was gonna be better when I started paying. That ain't happened yet. But I got a nice little email I'm gonna send y'all. I'm that girl. Anyway, how are we doing, my loves? How are we doing? Listen. Buckle up. It's going to be another live about race. It's not me. It's these shows that we're watching. It's the shows that we are watching. Do not blame me. Do not blame me. Because I know yesterday was a bit heavy. And so I know some people were just like, we're going to have fun this time. We're going to have fun, but just know it's going to get heavy. It's going to get heavy. But we're going to be better for it, right? We're going to be better for it, just like we were better for it yesterday. Because a lot of y'all inboxed me and was just like, I came for the comedy, but not complaining, but it was just like, y'all just were not expecting that in that live. And that's the beauty of live sometimes. It's that there's no script. So like we may have some things that we're going to talk about, but then it just goes another way because of the conversation that we're having. So that's the beauty of a live. It's a conversation. So I hope we all got something out of it and I hope we're better for it. Anyway, how are we doing before we come on in the room? Tomorrow is batch chat. I will advertise that. I got to do better. I have to do better with my advertising. Yeah, Elvin Shaw said, I love to talk about race. We all in it. That's right. Kathy is the best, guys. Kathy is the best. Well, JB says what? Listen, JB says, what says somebody on Twitter tried to defend Sutton and made her the victim and Crystal the bad person. So we're going to get into it because a lot of you disagreed with me last episode about Crystal. I'll break it down because I disagree with Crystal and I agree with Crystal, and I disagree with Sutton and I agree with Sutton. So we are definitely going to get into why I think what I think, and hopefully I could break it down for you guys and to a way that even those who didn't understand could understand. If not, that's the last time I'm breaking it down. So you better get it when I put it down. I'm done explaining myself, especially when it comes to race. I'm never explaining my race. I'm never explaining my sex. We can talk. We can go back and forth about anything else but those two. Not my people. Not my coochie. Anyway, let's get started. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Come on in the room. Whoa, come on in the room. Come on. We got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? What's up, Sarah? Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Hello there. We got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? What's up, Billy? Hey, El Michelle. Thank you all for being here. It means the world to me. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Yeah, we're going to go back to the OG. Come on in the room. Oh, come on. Oh, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Yeah, because Jesus is my doctor. So won't you come on in the room? For everybody who knows where that's from, that's the OG. That is the OG. I did not make that song up. If you grew up in Black church, you've heard that song before. Hey, child. Oh, Simply Simone. Adam Newell's. I don't know who that is, but I'll look it up. On the 10th, she posted a teaser. You know what? Let me see who this is, because y'all have talked about him a lot. It's Up and Adam, right? Right, is that right? Who is this? I have no idea who this is. Oh, but it seems like he got a whole talk show. Is Adam a black man? Not saying that he has to be. I'm just saying that I see there are, and I ain't talking about me because I don't need to get into the mess. Oh, thank you, Simply Simone. I don't need to get into the mess. I come here to like have a fun time and we joke about these reality TV shows and we move on. I don't want to get into nothing deeper after that, unless it's concerning something like very, very important that we need to talk about, like colorism. That's when I'll go deeper, but I'm not trying to, I'm not saying anything about, I'm sorry, Adam, if you're black, I apologize. Or if you're not, like, I'm bringing that up because I'm noticing a pattern where a lot of these reality TV shows that have people of color casts, they normally only go to like white blogs, white reviewers. I'm just starting to see a pattern. It's kind of weird that if, I don't know what culture Adam is, but if he's, not black, it will be, kind of like, that follower would give her first interview to him. You don't see these other black people. You don't see these black people on the same platform doing the same thing. Anyway, that's just something I've been noticing. And I'm just like, y'all won't give these people a shot, but y'all, okay, I see it. Anyway, I'll check it out though. I'm gonna still watch the interview, but I just noticed a little something, but I'm gonna still watch it. Oh, thank you, Billy. Billy gave me everything I needed to know because it's a lot of, can I just say it's a lot of like white middle-aged men getting into the reviewer game and doing very well. Like I said, white men fell up. White men fell up because you guys have been sending me a lot of these people, and I'm just like, even like stuff like The Bachelorette, y'all never sent me anything from like some millennial white girl who's been watching The Bachelorette since she was 12. I've been getting stuff from like grown men, good and grown men with kids who have like millions of views, and I'm just like, fell up. Like they will always win. They will always win. Like y'all never, like if it's a show about all Black people, I will, everybody who I'm seeing doing the interviews and getting all the stuff and the accolades and the opportunities are white men. And I'm like, wow. I'm pretty sure that Fallon could have went to, who does this? Funky Dineva, I'm like, who didn't talk crap about Fallon? Rodney don't do interviews. Who could she have went to? RLM3 did a really good interview with OG's publicist. Like, I just, or Layla Lynn, like, it's just, I don't know. It's something I'm noticing. And maybe I'm seeing a lot of stuff because Juneteenth is on the horizon, so my third eye is open. I don't know. But again, I don't know Adam, so it's no shade to him, but it was just something that I noticed, so I spoke on that. He probably does a fantastic job and deserves all the accolades, but I just saw something. Wait a minute, we're congratulating Jutley. Why? Well, yay! Congrats, Jutley! Congrats. We got a graduate in the building. Congrats, Jutley. We're so proud of you. Yes. Congrats, Queen. Congrats. What's your Cash App? Put your Cash App in the comment section. Let's bless our graduate. Let's bless our graduate. Sorry, I had to, these hands. But congrats, Jutley. We're very proud of you. Very, very proud of you. Very, very proud of you. Oh, yeah, that's the thing, Billy. I don't know if you heard, but I don't do that. I just don't want to. I want to stay on the comedy section. I want to have a fun time. Like even the conversation that we had yesterday, I just don't like doing those things because it just takes a lot out of me. It really, really does. Yesterday, I'm glad I only did one live because I would not have had the energy to do something else, because when I talk about things like that, especially like something like race, I am opening myself up to you as somebody who deals with extreme racism on a daily basis. So I spend a lot of my time staying sane. So to sit down for a minute and open myself up and speak about my experience, knowing that there are people who will debate that just because they hate the skin that I'm in, that takes a lot out of me. So I just don't like to get into stuff like that. And then, because I just like to keep the channel fun and light. That interview with Fallon already, from the clip alone, already looks real emotional. Like a lot of stuff is going into it. And I'm just not the one for that. I'll watch it. It's a lot of energy to give out to that. And I'm just, at this point in my life, I'm giving out my energy to stuff that makes me happy, stuff that feels good. I deserve it. And it's my life and I can do that. So yeah, I'm not the one not that kind of interview. If it's a fun interview, I can definitely do it. But that kind of interview, not for me. Not for me. Oh, who's SW? SW treated Adam awfully. He's white and he has a lovely partner called Jason. Hey, Adam and Jason, who's SW? I don't know who SW is. Yes, congrats, Jutley. Exactly, since they are the ones that have been doing the like interviews like that. It would have been nice for her to reach out to, like, my thing is, I just heard about Up and Adam from you guys, right? Funky done even been in them streets. Funky done even been in them Real Housewives of Atlanta streets. Following your first interview should have been to him. That's just my opinion. I don't know if it was even possible, but that should have been your first interview. That's just my opinion. Shantavia says, I like Adam. He's able to stay pretty unbiased and does good interviews. Like me. Yeah. Because and I'll be honest with you guys, I have interviews coming your way from people on the shows that we talk about, but they're going to be light and fun. If you want like tea and everything, that's not me. First of all, it's just not who I am. Second of all, I want to maintain my relationships. It takes a lot to get people to come on here. Okay. So, nope. Yeah, but I'll check them out. Oh, Sherelle's World. Sherelle, I like Sherelle. She falsely accused him of stealing an exclusive from her, and he threw her panelist up. See? That's why I don't get into it. Nope. I know, like, I'm connected to, like, oh my gosh, I'm only like buddies with like 2 YouTubers. But see, but we don't do like the same things, but I stay out of that mess. Because here we go. Now you're stealing my talent and all. No, we're going to have a good time. We're going to make some jokes. We may talk about some heavy stuff, but we'll get back to the fun because this is a fun place. Like when you are coming, listen, I'm inviting you into my home, right? We're having a house party. It's a house party. It's a dinner party. It's a brunch. It's a gathering, but we're going to have a good time. I'm a great host. And I'm going to make sure you have a good time. I'm not going to bring you into my house and then put a gun down and say, we're playing Russian roulette. Let's get into no, you should have a good time when you come here. I'm the good time girl. Hey. Oh God, allegedly. I like Sherelle's World. Are we talking about the same person? Yeah, I like Sherelle. I did something with her before. I like Sherelle. I like her. But you know what? Y'all know these people better than I do, so I'm gonna stay out of it. I'ma mind my black business. Hey. All right, we're in the room. We're gonna talk real quick. So we're gonna timestamp this bia. We're gonna timestamp this bia. I'm gonna timestamp it at 24. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Then we're going to get into the Real Housewives of New York. If there's time, we're going to get into Jen Shah, a possible fight on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and Evelyn Lozada quitting Basketball Wives if there's time. So let's get into it. I was watching, it starts right now. Is it a review? This is something. It's a reality TV chat. So it's starting. It's starting. Thank you, Shotavia said, that's why I love you, Nikki. You mind Nikki's business. It's the best and most peaceful way to live. Anyway, I was watching Alexander Rogers this week. I was watching his review of last week's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And he brought something up that I never thought about. And now I cannot stop thinking it, right? He was just like, so Crystal was working as an escort operator, not as an escort, but as an escort operator at the age of 18 and met her husband at 20. And I was like, I never even thought about that. I'm not saying that Crystal was an escort. I'm not saying that her husband was a customer of the escort business that she was being an operator at. I'm just saying the math is mathing. All right. And let's get into what I was talking about with Crystal and Sutton. Here's why I said that I disagreed with Crystal on this part. I did not disagree with Crystal all the way through concerning her statement. I disagreed with her on this part. And this part is specifically the part where she was talking to Kyle, giving her a better understanding. So she thought of what Garcelle was feeling and going through and why she reacted that way, right? I think what everybody is missing here is that while Sutton was speaking over Crystal, Crystal was absolutely speaking over Garcelle. She said that, or to say that Garcelle could not see anything else because what Kyle did hit her in her stereotype, or in stereotypes that she deals with, or in the sore place, is dead wrong. Garcelle experienced what she experienced and rightly called it out. Here, Crystal places herself in Garcelle's shoes and coddles Kyle. Wrong. Why she is wrong is because she erases that teachable moment that Kyle had with Garcelle and sums it up to, oh, don't worry, that wasn't really for you. You just hit her in the stereotype. So Kyle no longer sees the error of her ways because a person of color told her that Garcelle was misdirecting her frustrations onto Kyle. No, Garcelle saw what she saw and she addressed it correctly. That is my issue. I'm sorry, I had to read from my notes so that I wouldn't get off track. But that is the issue that I had, right? Because Crystal put herself in the place of Garcelle to again explain what Garcelle already said to Kyle. After what I have seen from Garcelle thus far, if she wanted to add to that or explain it further, she would have. She said what she said, she experienced what she experienced, and she relayed that to Kyle. When Crystal steps in as a person of color and says, hey, I deal with that, let me tell you what really happened, and that she was just upset. So that's why she said what she said to you, because it hit her in a stereotype. You can't speak for her. You can't speak for her experience as a person of color. You cannot, especially as a non-Black person of color, you cannot speak for the Black experience, right? I would have taken it better from Crystal had she not spoke on Garcelle, but spoke on her own experience, right? And said, well, I've had that happen to me. And just go into that, right? She did say that, but she said, here is what I think had happened. Here is what I think happened with her. Don't say that, because then Kyle, who was rightfully feeling some way, will be like, oh, okay, so it wasn't really about me. No, it was about you. It was about what you said and what you did. That's why she reacted that way, and that's why she felt that way. Taking that onus off of Kyle and making it seem like Garcelle is just really sensitive because she's Black and deals with racism and stereotypes. That wasn't cool for me. That's where I thought that Crystal went wrong. I think that a lot of people were seeing red because Sutton, a white woman, was stopping Crystal and speaking over her when she was trying to relate to Kyle what happened with Garcelle, speaking over Garcelle. So because here is this white woman speaking over this Asian woman, everybody quickly forgets what this Asian woman did to this Black woman. That was my problem, because that happens all the time, right? Black women often called out for help, voting, fixing this, speaking this, saying that. But then when we're done, when you're done with us for our labor, you put us back in a cupboard, you shut the door, and you never listen to us again. That was my problem as a Black woman who experiences that all the time. I saw it and I called it out. I did not say she was wrong all the way through, but she should not have stepped in Garcelle's position, in her shoes, and spoke for her to a white woman who harmed her racially. And not defend her, because she didn't. She was saying to Kyle that, oh, it wasn't you. It was what she was dealing with. It was absolutely her. That is where I was coming from. So I try not to get into the comments, but I've been told y'all that Kyle has a stank walk. I'm telling you, the definition of stank walk, Kyle. Anyway, now let's get into where Sutton loses me, right? Because real quick, before I even get into that, when I was looking up the hashtag for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I always do that just before I get on the live, just in case I've missed something. The racism is running real deep with the Bravo fans concerning Garcelle. Specifically, Rinna. Hold on. Before we get into something, I think I took a picture of it. Specifically, Rinna. Rinna actually liked this tweet by this awful person that said, at least Rinna is the only housewife bringing continued energy. Garcelle creates an environment making disagreeing with her to be something else. You know what I mean. No, I don't know what you mean, idiot. Say it with your chest. Since you're on the internet saying this, say it out all the way. Because this is how I know that people know that they're wrong, right? Because they'll make a comment, but then they won't allude to what they really want to say. They'll speak over it and say, oh, well, you can fill in the blanks. No, fool, fill in the blanks for me. I'm dumb. Tell me, what were you trying to say, right? So then he says, disagreeing with Lisa Rinna and she'll discuss it with you. Disagree with Garcelle and she'll blame it on something else. Say what you mean. You can't, right? You won't, because you know what you're saying is absolutely ridiculous and dumb, ignorant, and racist. But you know that. So you won't say it all the way out. So you'll just allude to something and hope that your fellow idiots will agree with you. This was just one of the comments, but a lot of people were upset with her for rightfully calling out Garcelle, and Lisa Rinna liked, to me, which was a very problematic tweet. We're going to do a whole nother video about the clicks at Bravo on the Housewives. We're going to get into it because Beverly Hills, I don't think it's going to survive. And this is one of the reasons why. But anyway, if you are somebody who's a tweeter or something like that, if you are a Bravo fan who gets into the comments, go to war for Garcelle, because I think what she's dealing with isn't fair. Ebonie as well. Anyway, but that's New York. We will continue on. Sutton lost me with the I don't see color. I think people who say that, oh wait, there we go. I think people who say that are trying to say that I see everybody as an equal, right? I won't say that people who are saying that are just being willfully obtuse and gaslighting. I can't agree with that. Just in my experience, right? What I will say is that I think that people who say they don't see color are trying to say the right thing, but they're not gaslighting, they're BSing, because you do see color, right? You do see somebody's skin color. You do see the stereotypes that are put out about that person's culture. You just do, right? It would be best for you to say, not only do I see color, I see stereotypes, and I'm working on that. I recognize that there's an issue there, and I'm working on that. I'm going to make mistakes. I want to say something wrong. Thank you for correcting, or something. Like, go into it like that. Be like, you know what, Crystal, I do see color, and I assumed something, and I was wrong, and I'm sorry. I'm telling you guys, sorry goes a long way. It really, really does. But to sit there and say to an Asian woman that you don't see color, which we know that color is, culture and all of those things, and, identity, to say that you don't see her, that's what you're saying. You're saying you don't see her, and that's a problem, because Crystal wants you to see her. Everybody wants to be seen, right? You're not going to tell me that you don't see color, and when I walk in the room, you're absolutely amazed by this ebony skin. There's no way you don't see it. There's no way. I don't believe it. I want you to see it. I know it's amazing. Don't tell me you don't see this greatness, right? So I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think it's like a proper way to say, especially when it's white people, I think it's a proper way to say, oh, I'm not racist. I see everybody the same. That's a lie. But I get that you're trying to be, the PC nice person, but that's a lie. We all see it, right? Some people clench their purse a little tighter when a certain, color of man walks by them, right? Some people assume, because of stereotypes, brutal stereotypes, that a certain group of people are cheap and, are taking all of the money and opportunities from, WASP. It's like that's a real thing. That's a real thing that happens. That's why the people who are on the other side of those stereotypes and racial discrimination call it out every time. Why? Because it's a problem and it needs to change. So saying that you don't see me and that you don't see what I'm going through is BS, and it can enrage me because you're telling me that you do not see what I'm experiencing. So when you're saying that I don't matter, because there's no way that you can look at me as a Black woman and not see all the pain that I endure, not see a Black person getting shot down by the police and nothing is being done, and you don't see that. You can't say that because you see that only Black people are being slaughtered by the police, and it's becoming a huge media spectacle. You see our deaths on repeat. You see it. But I think when you say that you see it, then you have to acknowledge that there's a problem and that change has to happen. So are you saying that you don't see it because you want to be the PC, everybody is love and light and we are all one people kind of person? Or are you saying that you don't see color because you don't want to acknowledge that things have to change? And if they do change, you lose your privilege. Which one is it, Sutton? Which one is it? That's something that I, as a, not a person of color, but a Black person feels when somebody says they don't see color. And that's why I believe Crystal was pissed off, because she looked at her, she said, "You're that girl?" You're that girl. And she was right. In my opinion, I think she was right. I think she was absolutely right to say that, because Sutton was making that situation about her. And then she starts crying. Why are you crying? You deal with racism? Why are you crying? The woman who was telling you about her experience and what she deals with concerning racism is not crying. So why are you crying? To take attention and to take responsibility off of you. You're victimizing yourself so that everybody could be like, "Oh no, this is not what it is. Oh no," and make you now the topic of discussion and no longer the important topic of race that was being discussed by a person of color. And she got what she wanted because Sutton didn't want the conversation to happen, right? Sutton wanted to shut it down, and her tears absolutely did that, because at this point, Crystal was tired and exhausted, and she was just like, "It's late." So she left the conversation because she had, at this point, given so much, and Sutton wasn't receiving anything, that it was just like, there's no reason to continue on with this conversation. That's where Sutton lost me. Because in the beginning, Sutton was most certainly defending her friend, because she knew what happened with Garcelle. They obviously talked about it, right? So she was defending her friend because Crystal was speaking over her, right? But then she starts speaking over Crystal. She starts making it about her. She starts saying she doesn't see race. It was just like, Sutton, you just went down. It was like, not only did you tripped down the side of a mountain and you just kept on rolling, girl. You should have shut up when Crystal kindly turned around to you and said, "Well, I was speaking from my experience." Let her speak, and then you come in. Because not only talking over her, does it come in as some kind of defensive kind of way? Even if you're not being defensive, if I'm speaking and you shut me up so that you can get your point, I'm going to feel a certain way. But then also, as a white person saying to me that what at this point, I'm talking about my experience is not actually what is happening, that's a huge issue. That's where you lost me, sis. Still like you, Sutton, but you lost me right there. And the fact that you could just not see the error of your ways and try to fix that and continue to victimize yourself throughout the trip, you lost me. I still like you, but you lost me. Let's talk about who I like, and I did not expect to go up for them like this. Kathy Hilton is a star. Kathy Hilton is a star. I am at the point now where I'm excited to see her every episode, because I thought that she was just going to be a friend of the show. I'm getting my full cast member. I thought she was going to just be a friend, but I feel like we've seen her in every episode. I enjoy Kathy. She's like, I think we were all expecting her to be like snooty and snobbish. She's just really fun and quirky. And that's enjoyable to watch, because I think Kathy is, let's be real, so rich, she don't got to prove nothing. She's been wealthy. She knows what this is. She can just be herself and her pockets will never be affected. So she can just live and exist. And I love that for us, because we get to see a side of Kathy Hilton that we never would have, I would have never thought that she was this kind of person. And I'm actually going up for her. I'm so glad that Bravo finally got the coins to get her on the season. Speaking of Kathy, I love Garcelle's bluntness when it's appropriate. telling Kathy to her face that you were annoyed with her daughter and didn't like certain things that she did, I felt was disrespectful and just out of line. You didn't need to say it. But I think that Garcelle is just blunt, right? And I think because she's Black, the women are afraid to go back at her too hard. But in that moment, Kathy and Kyle could have said something to her and been absolutely justified because it was wrong. It was she was now talking in her real voice. And when I saw her out, she was on her phone and I was just like, why are you here? Kyle could have turned around and said, why are you in my family's business? And would have been right, in my opinion. I love the bluntness about Garcelle. I just think that she needs to know when to turn it on and turn it off. It is fine when you are getting somebody together. When you are just chilling with somebody and getting to know them, the bluntness, in my opinion, is not necessary. Tracy, thank you so much for the super chat. Tracy said, I told you Kathy is Kim crazy but healthy. I love her. You did, Tracy. You did. I enjoy her. I really, really do. Thank you for the super chat. Man, could you imagine Kathy Hilton and Kim Richards on the same season? Damn. I miss that queen of Beverly Hills. I miss you, Kim. I know you're doing your best to get healthy, but man, you were the star of Beverly Hills. I know we're not here for Erica, stealing that plane crash money from them babies. I get it. I'm not here for it either. But I've always liked Erica. I really, really have. And I'm not going to spare her, right? I'm going to comment on the things that she's doing that I do not agree with. But baby, I went up for her at this dinner where Sutton was like trying to explain to her that, it's hard being like, a white Southern girl from the South a white Southern girl, because everybody thinks that you're racist. She was just like, it's difficult, right? Because we're from the South, everybody just thinks that we're racist, right? Erica was like, no. She was like, I don't deal with that. Not at all. And so it was like, oh, well, okay. So she didn't have anywhere to go because she was trying to relate with Erica. Erica was just like, no, honey, that's just you. Basically, you're the only one who thinks like that. I don't think like that from the South. I know we're mad at her. But I went up for her in that moment. And Dorit, you really didn't help the situation with letting Sutton know that she was, not well traveled. Dorit came in to explain and just made it worse. She was just like, well, because Erica has lived in New York and Los Angeles and she's traveled a lot and, she's seen different things and she's been around different people. And someone was like, well, I'm well traveled as well. I've done things. And I'm like, oh, Dorit, I know she was trying to help, but it's like at anything that you can say at that moment with Sutton will just set her off. This is the thing. Like I said before, I like Sutton. I was hoping that Sutton and Garcelle and Crystal were going to be like, the super group that we always needed on this show. I don't know if that's going to happen. My only critique, and it has always been the same about Sutton, is that she cannot take the heat, but stays in the damn kitchen. She's just so sensitive. And I want to be real here. Even people who birth toddlers don't feel like them, right? Nobody feels like a toddler. They are emotional. They are extremely sensitive. You don't feel like it. Even if you gave birth to that thing, you don't feel like it, right? How the hell you think we gonna feel about or treat a 49-year-old toddler? And bravo, you shady, because you did not, wait a minute, I think I have it here. You did not have to do this to Sutton. Hold on, let me take off Tracy's comment. And my damn banner. Hold on. Look at me trying to have a moment and I'm not prepared. We knew, right? We knew how old Sutton was. I will say this, though. In all honesty, Sutton, none of us knew that you were 49 until you said it. I honestly don't think that Crystal was being shady by saying that Sutton is 20 years older than me. She should know better. We all thought that too. not from looks, but how you carry yourself at times. So I don't think that Crystal was, maybe she was, but I don't think that she was being shady, because I too thought that Sutton was 20 years older than Sutton. That Sutton was 20 years older than Crystal. But Bravo, you ain't have to be shady. You did not have to, but you know what, you are. That's why we watch this show. But anyway, Sutton is she just has these child temper tantrums, and it's weird to see it, to see an adult doing it. It's exhausting watching it. So I can only imagine what the ladies were going through. And at this point, this is the only time that I've seen all the ladies like be on one accord. They were all on one accord with how ridiculous Sutton was acting. They all linked up and was just like, this is too much. This is ridiculous. I think she's going to be iced out the rest of the trip. And Sutton, to be honest with you, it looks like you brought it on yourself, because they were having a good joke about martinis. Why are you upset? Crystal did not freaking kick you with a Timberland boot. She was trying to let you know that you're about to mess up a joke. And I don't know. I like Sutton. She was overreacting. She was doing the most. We finally had the ladies all on one accord, having a good time. And Sutton just had to mess it up. It's like, you're kind of a buzzkill. You're kind of a buzzkill on a girls' trip. And that is the worst person to be. The buzzkill, the Debbie Downer, the girl who doesn't want to do anything, the girl who cries at the drop of a dime because she's not involved in everything. You are one of the worst kind of people to go on a girls trip with, because it's always like you're walking on eggshells, because you don't know what is going to set you off and ruin the whole evening. Still like you, but you got to do better. You too, I'm sorry, at your big age, you should be able to handle conflict, especially if you're getting paid for it handsomely on a TV show, a reality TV show. You got to learn how to take these punches, sis. And you ain't even get punched this episode, girl. Anyway, that's all I want to talk about with them. I'm going to put my timer on for about 10 minutes. We're going to talk about BH, and then we're going to get into New York. So I'm going to say 49. No, I'm going to do 48 plus. 48 is where I ended. All righty, let's talk for 10. Let's talk for 10. All right, let's get into it. What do you guys think? What do you got? Oh, wait, you know what? Let me go up further, because I know that, some people probably want to say something about Crystal. Oh, Billy in his profile pictures. JG said Sutton instantly tried to become a victim. I'm happy everybody at that dinner table was looking at her side-eyed as well, because what the F? Yeah, it wasn't necessary. It just was not necessary. It was so over the top. And I'm just like, everybody is looking at you like, girl, it's not necessary. You better pose. Hey, so I'm a Black woman. I can tell you that the Asian culture does not like to rock the boat. I'll never forget when I was with an associate and colleague, and I called him and colleagues called him Mr. Miyagi. I spoke up, but I was told I was overreacting. I'm not Asian, so I can't speak on that. I don't know. I will, since you've given me this this situation, I will say that I think, and I won't put it on him being Asian because I don't know, but I will say that I think that he probably just wanted to let it go at work, and that's, to be honest, as a Black woman, there's a lot of stuff that I let go at work because I needed the job. So he's probably like, don't make a big deal about it, please, because I don't want it to be a problem because I need this money. That's what I could take from that. But I could be wrong, right? I don't know, but I could have understood doing that, because I would have done something like that myself back in the day. Back, early 20s, Nikki. 30s, Nikki. Child, I'm a mess. I don't let nothing slide. I should, but I don't. I felt like I let everything slide before. I'm like, not today. What did you say? You think so? D. Marie Garcelle said that too. She said that something was going on with Sutton. So maybe we'll find out later in the season. I'm not sure, but she was doing the most. It was like she was overreacting to everything. Everything. Same, Shannon Van. I love Kathy. I'm telling you, I'm tuning in every episode to see what she's doing. When she was like walking around with her pillows, going into people's rooms, drinking a Red Bull, I said, this is what I want. This is what I want. Kyle was like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing, Kathy? It's almost 1 a.m. Everybody is asleep. What are you doing? I love her. I cannot believe that I'm going up for Kathy Hilton. If you watch my reviews from last year, I was just like, no, she's not going to come on here. She's not going to do what needs to be done. She's dry boots. She's the freaking star of the show. It's only like, what, episode 4? She got to get a full diamond next season. Andy, pay her whatever she wants. You know what? It's probably not about the money. She has so much money, she doesn't care. You just got to play ball with her. Play ball with her. She's good TV, Andy. She's good TV. Miss Brown Sugar said, Nikki, I've now watched that scene back a few times, and I didn't see where Sutton was trying to stick up for Garcelle at all. What did she say to make you think so? It was not more or less what she said, but it was her body language. Because when Kyle was speaking about what happened with her and Garcelle, if you go back and watch it, I wish I could show you guys, but I can't because of YouTube. Sutton was sitting back. And then, because they were all just having a regular conversation, and then Kyle brought up Garcelle. Sutton set up and was about to speak. Then Crystal spoke, right? Sutton, who was really good friends with Garcelle and knows about the situation, was trying to speak up to say, because she said, well, no, what had happened? And then Crystal started speaking again. Sutton was wrong for speaking over Crystal because she was trying to relate to Garcelle, or, you know, explain to Kyle what Garcelle was going through, which is where I think she went wrong, right? But Sutton, I don't think was, you know, being racist or anything by trying to talk to Kyle. She was not talking to Crystal. She was trying to tell Kyle what actually happened because she knows. If you go back and watch it, she was sitting down. As soon as Kyle said Garcelle, she sat up, which let me know they had this conversation. Not only did she sit up, she put her hands up and she was about to start speaking. Then Crystal spoke. That's where they got into it. She knows the situation. She was going to try to explain where Garcelle was coming from to Kyle as her friend. Wrong, right? I think it's wrong all across the board because nobody can speak for Garcelle when it's concerning something like this, right? But that's where I think that Sutton was coming from. I don't think that she was trying to initially be this, you know, authority over Crystal and shut her down. I think she really wanted to try to explain to Kyle what her friend was going through. And you know, in that instance, got caught up in a crossfire. I've watched this scene several times. I wish I could. Can I show y'all? Hold on. Let me see if I can just show y'all. I wish I could find it. I wish I could show y'all so you can see what I'm talking about. It's so difficult to like explain it. Darn it. You know what, Tracy? I'm going to call on you. You can find everything. Can you find that for me, that scene, and send it to me on Instagram so I can at least show the visual to explain to everybody what I'm talking about? I think I still have my phone hooked up to my speaker. Oh, child. I wish I could find it. Did I download it? Darn it. Let me know, moderators, if one of y'all can find that for me so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Damn, yeah, I can't find it. But you know what? If I can find it, I will show y'all. Hold on one second. Mom! Can you turn on the air, please? Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm about to pass out on live. I'm being dramatic. Anyway, if one of you guys can find it, please let your girl know. So I can, thank you, my love, so that I can show you guys. But I am getting a little greasy. What did I have this morning? Why am I greasy? What did I eat? I had a muffin. I had a muffin with some butter. I gotta cut that butter out. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh God, I'm gonna cut that butter out of my system. What the hell is going on with my computer? Ciao. Behind the scenes. Woo, woo. Where's my? Jesus. I need a bigger studio. Sorry, Lord, for using your name in there. I apologize, Father. I'm learning. Where is it? Oh my God. Why didn't anybody say anything? I went up to get my thing and it's right behind me. Why didn't anybody say, Nikki, turn around? My hair is sweating and lifting. Who's Shah? Melting. Y'all see me melting on camera? That's not cute. I don't know if my husband is watching. Hey, hubby. Your wife's hilarious. Anyway, let me move on. Let me move on. Jonas said Garcelle was lucky. If that was another woman, she would have gotten checked. Yeah, Garcelle was wrong. Garcelle was wrong. I didn't agree with that at all. I was just like, oh, you were very rude. Very rude. You think so, Candace? But even when she started off, she was just like, when Paris came to the Real, is it the Real? Yeah, when she came on the Real, she was using her real voice. Excuse you. I don't know. You just don't talk to somebody about their child like that to the parent. Like I don't know. I felt like it was disrespectful. She in my opinion, Messiahs and dears, hey, she absolutely did. She didn't have to. Her and Kyle did not have to handle that situation like that, but they did. Hey, Alex. Alex said, I think production is using ourselves to bring out the Paris Hilton story out of Kathy. I hope Garcelle doesn't bite because the racist will come out. I hope she doesn't bite as well because that's really in poor taste. Thank you, Alex, for the super chat. The racists are going to come out regardless. They're out right now, and Garcelle is nothing. So yeah, I think they're going to come. They're out. So that's not something we have to worry about because it's already happening. But I hope she doesn't take the bait either. I think she's smarter than that. She was, JG. Erica was just like, oh, no, not me. Maybe you, but not me. Don't put me in that. You know what I am, Rachel? That doesn't make sense. She said the Richard sisters are cuckoo. It means that Kyle must be hiding her crazy. I can see that. And as much as I don't go up for Kyle, I would not be opposed to a Richard sisters spinoff. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I know it would never happen, but I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think that will be a good watch. Oh, we are going to talk about that, Annette. Erica and her husband will have a documentary on Hulu on 6/14 called The Housewife and the Hustler, baby. Oh, we're going to get into it. I cannot wait. Hey, Momi. Momi said, LOL, Erica was hilarious. No, folks are considered to be racist when they have done no. Folks are considered to be racist when they have done something that's the very least questionable regarding how they address POCs. Let me check my Instagram to see if one of y'all sent me that thing. And if not, we're going to move on to RHONY. Uh-oh, I think we got it. Yes, Tracy. It's my girl. So this is, I can't do the volume. but I'm going to show y'all, right?
And I'm going to do this. I'm not doing this. I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh, darn it. I needed the before. It's not the full thing. Hold on. See, okay. Here it is. Like I can't do the volume, but here it is, right? So this is Kyle talking about it. You see Sutton's hand movements? She's covering her mouth because she's letting her speak, right? See, and now she's jumping in to explain it to her. But the way the scene is edited, here she is. She's speaking up again about Garcelle. And this is where Crystal is about to come in. I wish I could let y'all hear it. Hold on. Okay. So, see. Okay. No, I'm not crazy. So, see, that's what I was talking about. I hope it made sense without the volume. But Sutton is saying to Cal, I understood what Garcelle meant, but I don't think that's where you were coming from. But I'm glad that you two are have made. Wait a minute. What the hell? Hold on, I gotta get to this. NTR, what's good? Thank you, sis. NTR, for your future bedazzled. My bonnet, my business line is happening. It's happening. Thank you so much. Thank you, sis. I was just like, what's this? Couldn't even get my thoughts right. Thank you so much, Queen. Thank you. Look at me sounding like a Monique. Thank you, Queen. Queen in training. Anyway, that's what it was, right? So she was saying, I get what you were saying. I get what she was saying. I understand what you were saying. She's a friend in the middle, and she wants them to like work it out. And she says, but I understand where you were coming from. I don't think that that's what you were doing, but I get where Garcelle was coming from. But I'm glad that you two are, making it work, or, making up and being friends. And then Crystal comes in and says, as speaking as a person of color, that threw Sutton off, right? Because Sutton is actually still talking about her friend and wanting her friends to mend it or whatever. That's what I'm saying. In that moment, Sutton was just doing a friend thing. It was not about race until Crystal brought it up. Was she wrong? No. Right? There's nothing wrong with speaking about what happens to you as a person of color. Where she went wrong was that she was speaking as a person of color who does not experience or have the same experience as the Black woman she was stepping into and speaking for. That's what I said. That was my understanding. That's where my understanding and what I felt when I watched that. But I also felt that in the beginning, Sutton was just trying to clarify something up for her friend, speaking about the situation because she has obviously heard a lot about it from Garcelle. It was all about her friend, and it was all about her and Kyle fixing their situation. Then it became white fragility, after, Crystal started speaking about her experience, and Sutton immediately tried to shut that conversation down. You can't shut that conversation down because it makes you feel uncomfortable. You're telling this woman that her experience makes you feel uncomfortable. How do you think she feels living it? That's what I meant. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you so much for sending that to me. We got a super chat from literally Leah. Thank you, said, at least Kathy married someone close in age, only 4 years older. Other girlies getting men out of the retirement home. Listen, you got to get them when they're elderly. No shade, but it's the truth. Old men, if a young girl is marrying you, she's just waiting for you to die. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. Thank you. Unless you're that girl from American Idol. What's her name? She's married to Yolanda's ex-husband. She's saying, whoo, hoo. That wasn't her song, but she's singing on American Idol. I said, no, 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 no. I said, no, no. You're not is it the one for me or the boss for me? You're not the one for me. That song, her. Now, she like him elderly. She like an elderly man. That is her thing. Is it unheard of? Yes, it's unheard of. But she literally goes after elderly men. That is her attraction. Nothing wrong with it. But I'm saying I don't think that she's like, retirement home fishing. She's retired not for money. She's retirement home fishing for peen. She likes retirement home penis. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Catherine McPhee, thank you. Thank you. Oh, guys, I'm not going to have that conversation. No, we're going to ease up on the race today because we got another show to talk about with racism, and I can't. When I have, please, just give me a break. Please. Please. Tara, what? Anyway, let's... these comments, child. Let's move on to Miss Brown Sugar. I hope you understand. If not, I don't know what to say. that we could just agree to disagree. Oh, you know what? Layla, did I give you this? Thank you. And NTR. Thank you. I'm gonna put that back up. Advice Queen said, Nikki, do you agree that the housewife shows that are doing well tend to have either long-term off-show friendships or are family? Beverly Hills, New York, New Jersey. Maybe that's why Real Housewives of Atlanta isn't working. Yeah, I think that's why we missed the old format, right? Because the shows only really work if there's actual relationships there. A lot of these ladies are not friends, they're just coworkers, right? So there's no real relationship there. So when they show up to work just ready to create conflict because there's not any real friendship or relationship there. So I think we're all starting to see that all they do is fight now because they really don't know each other. Like, how many times have we watched a reunion and the housewives have all been like, well, I haven't spoken to you for 6 months. I started speaking to you the first day we started filming again. They're not friends. They're just like coworkers who show up to work. And because they don't have relationships or know anything about the other person, they just create a conflict because that's easier to do than to get to know this person while on the job. Because on the job, we got to give the audience something. So we can't have the audience watching us try to catch up and get to know each other. What can we do? We can create conflict right away. So I think that's why a lot of the shows are tanking because they're just hiring people with no relationship to the cast. And it's just not working. Because what will happen is the cast, if they are friends and they do know each other, they will ultimately gang up on the person who was not a friend. And it just doesn't look good for the cast. So I hope I answered that for you, Advice Queen. Let me go back to this. Because, girl, yes. Let's move on to the Real Housewives of New York. Because we got other stuff to talk about. When are we starting RHONY? We started RHONY at what time? 1:11. 1:11. All right, let's get into RHONY. I hate that y'all don't like Leah. Can we start there? Y'all don't like Leah. Leah is not a fan favorite anymore. Wow. Wow. Times have changed, baby. Remember last season, everybody was going up for her? And I'm not saying I don't like her, right? What I am saying is I told y'all that y'all haven't met her. Y'all meeting her this season. Anyway, I don't have any problems with Leah. I just know a lot of the fan base does not like her. I think she's great for the show. Ramona is a hypocrite. And her stance, like where she stands for certain things is all over the place. It's like she doesn't like Leah doing certain stuff. I think it's a classist thing. I think she will accept certain behaviors from people who she wants to be in their circle, but she doesn't want to be in Leah's circle. She doesn't think that Leah has anything that she could benefit from. So she tries to check her all the time. Literally looking a woman in her face and telling her to edit herself when she is in your space is so deeply rude and ignorant. I expected Leah to blow up at that moment, right? But she didn't. But I expected her to blow up at that moment because I was heated. I was like, how dare you say that to her? Who are you? Just edit yourself when you're around me. Absolutely not. Absolutely. Why does she have to edit herself when you let Sonia do whatever and say whatever? And it's not because she's friends with Sonia. It's still because Sonia does have connections in certain, she's still allowed in certain circles that Ramona wants to be in, right? So that is a relationship of convenience for her. And the same with Luann and the other ladies. They're in circles that not only that she's in or she wants to remain in, and they have relationships that she either has or wants, right? She cannot benefit anywhere from Leah. So I think a lot of times we see the real Ramona. This Ramona gives Leah the Ramona she gives the help. And that's why Leah despises her, because she knows that Ramona doesn't see her as an equal. That's what I think is happening there. And I was not okay with her saying that to her. Edit yourself when you're around me. Child, you would have got a glass full of Pinot Grigio in your face. And here's why I said that Ramona is a hypocrite. Because halfway through the episode, you're happily drawing a penis, sharing it with everybody, sharing it to camera, making sure that everybody sees you draw this penis, getting all hot and bothered over this man's penis. But Leah can't say penis. She can't talk about sex, but you can draw penises. What is it? Like, what is the right way to be? You're so confused on your stance. You never really stay in one place. The issue is you don't want this in your mind, low-class girl speaking to you like that because you are a woman of the upper crust. Now, if she had a couple billions behind her name, I honestly believe that Ramona would let Leah speak any kind of way and would join in because she's that girl. She's that girl. She's that girl that does see color, but she also see money. That's who she is. And although I'm Team Leah this episode, I also feel like Leah, you should have just went home. If your grandmother, potential passing is affecting you this much, you should have just went home. I don't think that there's anybody on set holding a gun at your head, making you film these scenes in the Hamptons. You could have left, because why stay around being a buzzkill for everybody else and being sensitive that whenever anybody says something, you break down and fall apart, and then you get in your confessional and say, I'm dealing with a lot. I'm hurt. I'm going through a lot. Go home. No shade, right? Because then you can't make that excuse that you're mistreating everybody because of something that you're dealing with, when you can simply fix that by going home and being with the person that you are losing. I don't understand why you're still here. Please explain that to me. Please explain that to me. It just does not make sense. And from the woman who lets you know, who tells you every freaking time I do a review that it is always about race, I have to say, Ebonie, it wasn't about race this time. It's her first season, so I'm going to be nice. But Ebonie. I'm exhausted. Sis, you just got started late. That's why you were late for lunch. It had absolutely nothing to do with I'm a Black woman, so my hair needs more time. You got up late. You made the decision to get them freaking Shirley Temple curls before lunch. It had nothing to do with you being Black or your hair. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that there is somebody coaching her to speak about race in every. This is a thing. It bothers me because it's just not real, guys. Black people do not talk like this. Like, it's not. I'm not going to, my non-Black friend is not going to come up to me and be like, what is taking so long? Why are you late? I got up late. I'm grown. I'll get there. Like, it is what it is. Something happened, or I'm just not going to explain myself. I'm not going to turn to you because I'm not going to say this to anybody Black and be like, I'm a Black woman and my hair takes more time. Stop it. Like, it's too much. It's giving me like somebody is coaching you because it's just not realistic. It's not realistic to say that. Your excuse for being late to brunch is that you have a different type of texture hair. You have Black hair, so you need more time to heat damage your hair so that it can match your weave. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. I'm like, and I get that, because of where we're at and the time that we're in and the nation that we live under, the ladies can't pipe back and say anything. Evelyn, you doing that with the right people. You doing that with the right people. That just... We didn't need to be brought up in that part. We did not need to be brought up. Now, she could have said, I'm Black. That's why I'm late, because that's true. Black people across the diaspora, it's not a thing. And somebody said it's a people of color thing too, but I'm telling you right now, if your event starts at 4, we're not getting there till 6. It's a cultural thing. It is what it is. Because I think we're just people who party all day. Like, if I'm going to I know if I'm going to a baby shower, a Black baby shower, I know the baby shower going to be 8 hours. I told y'all about my white girlfriend who had a baby shower. It started at 12 and was over at 2. When did I show up? 2:30. I thought because I had a Black baby shower, that's when the DJ show up. The DJ don't show up until like 2 hours into the party. So after we done ate all the meatballs and drank all the Hawaiian punch, now we're ready to know Cupid Shuffle. Till 9 p.m. Like, what's the dealio? She was just like, oh, Nikki, it's over. I was like, over? It started at 12. Now, Ebony, you could have said that. That would have been correct, but not. I gotta burn my hair. I gotta heat damage my new growth so it can match my weave. Girl, bye. Girl, it's unrealistic unless you're being held at gunpoint. And if you are, I absolutely apologize. Next season, sis, Ebony again. I hope you let Leah fight her own battles, because all of the mess that you have been in have been because you have been defending Leah. Let her fight her own battles. If you've noticed that whenever Leah gets into something with the ladies, who does she run to? Ebony. No, stop getting in the way of her battles. She's a big girl. You were not cast on the show to be her bodyguard. She can fight her battles. You keep on getting in stuff with the ladies over Leah. Why? I hope when you watch it back, right, sis? I hope when you watch it back, you come back and you just let her go off the handle and do what she needs to do. Because you don't need to fight her battles for her. She's grown. I really, hope you notice that and switch it up next season. Really, really do. Because right now, sis, it's giving Gone with the Wind. It's giving very Gone with the Wind. Now let's get into the education conversation. What Ebony said about being the smartest, the most educated person at the table, was it snobbish? Absolutely. Am I going to let it slide? Absolutely. Why? Because she was getting snobs together. She met Luann where she was at and she got her together, and Luann could not take it. Because to sit here and try to trash another woman and say, what she's doing isn't right, it's not classy, and we think this way because we're Catholic and educational. Girl, you just throwing out stuff to make yourself seem better. Let's be real. You married rich. That's how you got into this situation. You are not pedigree. Stop it. Stop it. You are not pedigree. Stop it. That's why y'all broads never liked Tinsley. That's why y'all always got Tinsley together, because she was the only pedigree hoe on that show. She was the only one who could walk the walk and talk the talk, and no man was going to take that from her, because at the end of the day, she had several men. No shade, Tinsley. Leave her, and she was still wealthy. Still wealthy. That's why y'all can never stand Tinsley. Andy, bring her back. Tinsley, come back on the show. I miss you, girl. Anyway, so they're trying, so Luann and Ramona are acting like they're these, we're this, we're that. And then this black woman with all this education come in and say, well, I'm the most educated person at this table. It hurt them, right? It should have. She said that to hurt, right? Because she was meeting them where they were at. I don't think that Ebonie is a snob. I don't think that she thinks of herself being better than anybody. I think she was coming back at them with the same venom that they were using for Leah. Should she have done that? No, because it's Leah's battle. But this is what Ebonie is going to be this season. I hope, like I said, next season, I hope our girl comes back and shows us something different. But I didn't have a problem with that. I did not have a problem with that. I like the fact that she said that, and I like the fact that she got Luann together, because after that, Luann was discombobulated. She didn't know what to do because she could not come back at Ebonie. It is also not lost on me that the only person who was making sense at that table, aside from Ebonie, was one of the most criticized and ostracized people on this show, Sonia. Sonia was the only one who got what she was saying, the only one who properly defended Ebonie, the only one who was still making sense in her confessionals. It wasn't lost on me that somebody like that, the way she's treated on the show, could see exactly what Ebonie was going through. Anyway, so because Luann can't, match this educated woman, because she can't go toe to toe with her, she starts getting upset. She starts, raising her voice, doing all kinds of stuff that you do when you're losing a battle of words. I will stop and say this. I disagree that what Ramona was doing, and let me tell you something. I'm not speaking for Ebonie. I'm not speaking over Ebonie. I'm just saying, as a viewer, what I saw, I did not think that, I think the white fragility comment was directed at the wrong person. I think, the white fragility comment should have been directed to Luann, because she was the one who, in my opinion, from what I saw as a viewer, was giving good white fragility, right? She was top tier Karen at this table. I don't think that's what Ramona was doing. And I think that maybe that's, if you did not watch the show, you could assume that, right? Because Ramona, from watching the show, and I know this for a fact, is a, constant scene stealer. So what Ramona was doing was stealing camera time, because at this point, the cameras are focused on Ebonie and Luann. So what does Ramona do? Oh my God, oh, I can't, no, why are you, oh my God. She's a scene stealer. The white fragility is the one yelling at you, calling you angry, because she cannot get you in a war of words. You have already bested her, right? So she can't get you in a war of words. So what she starts doing is saying, oh, you're a very angry woman. Why are you yelling? After everybody at that table was yelling, you look at Ebonie and say, why are you yelling and why are you so angry? After Leah got up and stormed out, after Ramona sat there and yelled and screamed, got out of her seat, was all over the place, you look at the only black person at the table, the only black woman at that table, and say, why are you so angry? You're an angry person right now, and it has nothing to do with your color. It has everything to do with her color. And just like I said, Kyle knew exactly what she was doing when she said that Garcelle did not give her the money, did not, follow up with the actual money for her donation. She knew exactly what she was doing, like Luann knew exactly what she was doing when she turned to Ebonie and said, why are you being so angry? You're an angry woman right now. Why are you yelling? Baby, if you gave that argument 2 more minutes, Luann would have called the cops. Luann would have called the cops, and every person of color, every black person saw it and felt it. We knew exactly what this was. We knew exactly where it was going. That is white fragility. That mess that Sutton pulled in the last episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, that is white fragility. Ramona is a scene stealer. Period. Like, that's who she is. Luann asking Ebonie to leave when this could have been a moment, a teachable moment, for you, in a healing moment for us, the viewers, to see. Girl, this was, I'm telling you, when you said maybe you should leave and come back when you're calmed down, it's not going to go well for you. It's not. And I've already, I briefly looked at some of the comments on Twitter. Yeah, it's not going to go well for you. You handled this wrong. So wrong. When she looked at that woman and said, why are you yelling? You're an angry person right now. And it's not about your color. Child. You're going to get that work, and you're going to deserve every minute of it. You better go back on Wendy Williams and try to fix this. You better go back on Wendy Williams, because you went right on Wendy Williams after you beat up that police officer. You better do the same damn thing for Ebonie, because, baby, not a good look. Not a good look. That's all I wanted to say about that, broad. Thank you so much, Phil. Thank you so much, Phil, for the super chat. Said, love you, Nikki. However, being on time is a sign of respect. I like to be on time all the time. Stop the narrative. We late because we black. Stop it. I absolutely will not, because that's fact. It's fact. I get that you want to put out this narrative that black people are on time for everything. You, a black, are on time. We can't lie, Phil. We can't. We can agree to disagree. And I want to say this to you, Phil. Who told you? Who told you that being on time is a sign of respect? Where'd you get that from? You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Thank you, Phil, for the super chat. Do enough research, you'll figure out why. But that's all I wanted to talk about with the ladies. But the video that I wanted to show you is this. I'm just going to have to show you on my phone. Oh, you know what? Let me, hold on, because I got to show you this. I got to show you this. Can I show you? Yeah. Where the hell can I find these earrings? Sutton, I loved them. Y'all can find everything else. Find me Sutton's earrings. I feel like I can find them on Shein. I love them earrings. I love them. Also, Leah, if you don't know about Leah's clothing line, Married to the Mob, this is exactly what she sells, right? But I just want to say this about Married to the Mob. This is the fashions that have looked like this. This fashion line has looked like this for over a decade. This is all of Married to the Mob, just like sweatpants or joggers, spring, summer, winter, fall joggers with, just weird, crude sayings. That is Married to the Mob couture, child. Married to the Mob. Oh, I deleted everything. Oh, I did. Married to the Mob couture. When I saw that, I said, wow, nothing has changed. Nothing. There was no evolving with that clothing line. That's exactly what it is. But I think it's also very smart of her to, use that moment to sell merchandise. Very smart. But I was just like, wow, Married to the Mob has not evolved. But let me show you what I was trying to show you on here that StreamYard would not let me show you. So I didn't know that Rinna, I didn't know that she had a beauty line. Did you guys know? I didn't know until I watched the episode. So I went to her beauty line, Rinna Beauty, and I was just like, Oh, okay. So this is I guess it's a lip line for people with a lighter complexion. Who the hell is wearing peach lipstick? Like there's just like I'm not saying that people don't wear peach lipstick, but I'm just like there's not a rouge, a chocolate, a light plum. Like there was just everything was peach. It was just like different shades of peach. Did you launch too soon? Because I told you guys I love to purchase things that, you know what, since we're talking about it, I love to like get stuff that the housewives are hawking, just to support but also to review. And I was going to purchase Rena Beauty, but what the hell am I going to buy from Rena Beauty? What that won't look ridiculous on me? What doesn't look ridiculous on me? Let's get it. How many F's do I give? How many F's do I give? Is this DSL? You can find this at QVC. Erica Jane, DSL. I'm not promoting, but I'm just saying, help her pay back them babies. Help that woman pay back them babies. Let me see. Look at that. I am just a natural beauty. You better celebrate yourself. Don't wait for nobody else to. Make sure I ain't got a super chat. It's Latasha said, respect my time. If we agree to a set schedule, let's stick to it. Don't assume I have nothing to do and will wait around for you. I absolutely agree. But what I'm talking about events, y'all. Now let's stop. I'm not saying, being late to like a blood plasma appointment. I don't know why I said blood plasma, but you know what? But just to like clarify, I'm not saying show up late to your surgery. I can't. What's it? Or show up late to I need a mirror. Why am I trying to do it on here? Show up late to like important. And I'm not saying that things aren't important, but it's like I'm not showing up on time to your cookout. It's not happening. I'm not, especially a Black cookout. I'm not, because everybody knows if you show up early to a Black cookout, you're going to be running errands for that cookout, and you're also going to be setting up furniture. I'm not doing it. And then if they know you can cook, they're going to have you in the chicken. They're going to have you in the kitchen marinating chicken. We all know. Let's stop acting. Is it facetious? Dumb. I'm trying to look up facetious, but we all know. Now I'm not saying showing up late to like give somebody a kidney. Y'all know what I meant. You know what I'm saying? Always assume the worst of a sister. Child. But you learn from different cultures, different things. I've learned, when I'm going to an event with white people, I better get there early. Child, because they will start on time. However, if they're Persian, take your damn time. I did that before because I was just, I work where I live and work at one time with a lot of Persian and Greek people. There's a lot of Persian and Greek and Armenian people. And I showed up on time to the event, and wasn't nothing going on. I was like, ooh. And my friend was like, what are you doing? I'm like, how you invited me? She was like, oh, Nikki, we're Persian. What does that mean? So, you just gotta go by it, play it by ear. But I'm telling you right now, if you're going to a baby shower or a cookout or a wedding in the city of Philadelphia and it's black, don't show up on time. It won't show up. It won't start on time. I'm telling you that right now. Right now. Will my baby shower be on time? Hell no. Hell no. Because I'm going to have to wait for the twerking Elmo to get here. Oh, I'm going to have a twerking Elmo at my baby's party. All right. So this is her lip liner, which I really like. And they definitely give you DSL lips. It's Erica Jane and Too Faced Club Queen Fuchsia Lip Liner. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. You can buy this at QVC, I think for like $20. That's the last place I saw it. Y'all know I got this from Marshall. How many F's do I give? Yeah, but please, guys, don't say that you're gonna don't show up to donate blood late. Don't show up to give somebody a kidney late. But I'm telling you right now, if you're going to a Black American event, play it by ear. Child, these new blacks telling me that they start on time. Okay, but here it is, DSL. I don't know if it works. I'm telling you that right now. I don't know if it works, but I got the look. I got the look. Yes. Yes. Phil said, I was working with a businessman. I was actually training him on getting a franchise and he was late. The gentleman said he did not want to feel like my time was, he did not want to feel, I think I know what you meant. Yeah, but I'm not talking about that. Come on, that's like work. Unless you've been at that job for a long time, because I got to be real. That's why as a Sagittarius, I don't stay at any place for too long. Because if I get comfortable, listen, let's be real. Come on, Black people, move closer to the computer. You know, when we get to work, we might be walking in about 15 minutes late with Starbucks. And we're going to sit at that desk and we're going to eat our breakfast that we also picked up from Starbucks. Don't come and talk to me. I'm not taking no calls until I'm finished my breakfast. And then when I finish my breakfast, I got to get my playlist together, my work playlist. Once I hit my Anita Baker, now I'm ready to work. It might be 9:45 and I'm supposed to start at 8:45, but it is what it is. That's when you get comfortable. You can't, you can when you first get there, you're showing up at 7:30. You're bringing everybody donuts. After I've been there a minute and I'm comfy. Harold, go back to your desk. I'm not ready. No, I haven't started yet. Are you my manager? Thank you. Let me see what Funky Dineva is talking about. Get your YouTube videos after we're comfortable. But you know what? I love that, we are starting something new. So starting now, we as a Black community are showing up on time to everything. Now, if you arrive on time to a cookout, a baby shower, a homegoing service, a graduation party, and you just happen to, be rushed into the kitchen to start charbroiling ribs or run into the local market to get some ice, that's on you. That's on you. And when you get there, you get in your car from picking up the ice, you look at your phone and you see a text, they need some more styrofoam cups. That's on you. I knew to show up at 6:30 for an event that started at 4. I'm getting in, I'm getting my plate, I'm having a good time, I'm twerking on one of your hot cousins, and I'm leaving. Because if you stay too long, you're going to be a part of the cleanup crew. Listen, I'm not lying. But we're going to act brand new in front of company. Let's act brand new in front of company. Dollface2905 said, I gave my best friend forever a party, told her to show up at 6:30. She arrived at 8. I was pissed. I had everything set up. But we're turning over a new leaf. We are turning over a new leaf. Carmen said, I am African American, and when I did study abroad as a student, I noticed that most of the Africans would show up like 2 hours late to events. And one day I asked my African friend why he was late. I will say this, as an African American, we are not going to turn this into a diaspora war, but let me tell you something. My African family, y'all, listen. When y'all stuff is too late for African Americans, listen. Y'all got a problem. I gotta be honest. Listen, if you have ever gone, I think the last party that I went, yes, my friend, let me check these comments. Because you know what? Now a lot of people, my friends and family are starting to watch this. And I don't want her saying, I'm going to change her culture. She's, you're not here. I love you. Nigerian. And I went to her graduation party. Y'all. Listen, when the party got started, it was fun. But, it just took a long time to get started. And for me as an African American from Philadelphia, when I get frustrated, I was just like, where is everybody? And nobody felt any kind of way. Like, I was the only person who felt some kind of way, but everybody was just like coming in late. And nobody was upset. She wasn't upset. Her parents wasn't upset. Her parents wasn't even there. Why the hell am I at your place and y'all? Everybody, and this is the thing. Another thing, the people who were coming in late was coming in with like food and stuff for the event. I was like, wait a minute. No, you're not the setup crew. No, you're not the one bringing food and you late. But listen, when the party got started, it was a very good time. But I was just like, okay, I got somewhere to be. But I will say this, nobody was upset. Everybody was like, hey, I'm like, you 4 hours late. We not mad? Okay. I love you, Nigerian, my Nigerian family. I love y'all. But now I know. Yes. Sam Valdez said, I'm Mexican. It's the same thing. Our white aunt through marriage lies on invitations about an hour to get us on time. Yep. Same thing. I've experienced this with my Nigerian friends, my Mexican friends, my Puerto Rican friends. Like, I think it's a people of color thing. I could be wrong because we're in front of company. So we're not all late to events. But yeah. Hey sis, I love you. If you're a part of the playback gang. I had a good time. I had a good time at your party. It just started real late. Hello there said, I'm African. It's a common custom for people to turn up late to weddings. They come all dialed up. You think they were getting married themselves. Yes. From my experience, yes. And I'm telling you, nobody was upset. Who was hot and bothered? The African American. Every time somebody came in, it was like, hey, I'm like, they bringing the drinks. They should have been here. Like, why are you letting them come in? Child. You know what? I could not get that. Messias. I could not get that. Only thing they had was this, which is good. Listen, I love it. Yeah, shout out to the replay gang. Yeah, because I'm trying to be more careful about things that I share because, now people are hitting me up in group chats like, Nikki. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I just get comfortable. And so I'm working on not getting too comfortable, but I had to tell that story. I had to. I had to. El Michelle said, "It's some AKAs and deltas for them. If you early, you on time. If you on time, you late. If you late, don't show up. Don't show up." Oh, absolutely. Old school Black people do be on time, though. I will give you that. Irene said, being from an African culture, we don't purposely want to be late to events, but it just happens. It does. It does. It is what it is. It is what it is. But we're in front of company, so it's not common. Let's move on. What time is it? What time did I start this? 12. It's 12 to 1. Child, let me get out of here. Anyway, let's talk about Jen Shah's GoFundMe. So Jen Shah's cousin creates a $2.5 million GoFundMe and insists the Real Housewife is innocent of fraud. On Sunday, Real Housewife of Salt Lake City star Jen Shah, her cousin Danny Felipe, reportedly organized a GoFundMe campaign for millions in her name. It was scrubbed from the internet almost immediately because y'all dragged him for filth. However, because it violated GoFundMe's policy terms. Basically, you cannot raise money on GoFundMe to pay for criminal charges. Danny said in the GoFundMe, "I created this GoFundMe campaign to help my loving cousin, Jennifer Shah, raise $2.5 million for her legal fees. Mary, if you do not mention this during the season, you don't deserve to hold a, what are they holding over there in Salt Lake? Snowballs? You don't deserve to hold a snowball." Anyway, each year in the United States, more than 10,000 people are falsely accused of wrongfully convicted of crimes they did not commit. This statistic demonstrates the government makes painful mistakes. Simply because you are charged with a crime does not mean you are automatically guilty. On March 30th, lawyers from the Southern District of New York brought extremely serious allegations against my cousin. On April 2nd, Jen proclaimed her innocence by entering a plea of not guilty and hired an experienced team of New York lawyers that have begun aggressively defending her and fighting the government's case. It's what we do as a family to stick together. Her plea was not guilty. She is innocent. Enough said. That's what Felipe said in an interview with The Sun. He claimed that in 7 weeks, Jen and her family have spent over $138,000 in legal fees and costs. He continues to say that Jen needs $2.5 million because, one, there are over 1 million documents in this case that must be immediately reviewed and analyzed by Jen's lawyers before her case goes to trial. 2, the Southern District of New York City is the most expensive jurisdiction in the country to defend a lawsuit and hire competent legal counsel. 3, Jen has to have the economic wherewithal to fight the government's lawyers who have an open checkbook and can spend millions of dollars prosecuting this case. Jen, you might be doing time. You need $2.5 million to fight this case. This is giving me Teresa Judice or Judice. It's given. That's what it's given, because when you start getting up in the millions with the government, oh girl. Yeah, you might be doing time. Let me see what Tracy is talking about. Tracy said it was a moose. Yes, it was a moose. It was a moose last season. Now it's a snowball. Nikki, get it together. It's a snowflake, LOL. Like up this live. Thank you so much, Tracy, for the super chat. Yeah. I need to clean it up a bit. I agree with you, Tracy. Thank you, Sup People. Sup People said Salt Lake is way more interesting than I thought. Oh, this season is going to be bananas. Thank you, Sup People. This season is bananas. BANANAS. Yep. this season is bananas. BANANAS. And here's why I say that, because there was allegedly a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City cast fight, and it involved Lisa Barlow and Jen Shah. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City can't get here fast enough. Amid filming on the upcoming season of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Lisa took to her Instagram page where she responded to a fan page that suggested she and Jen had gotten physical with one another during production. Lisa said, "Yes, you heard that right, an alleged physical altercation between Lisa Barlow and Jen Shah occurs in season 2. The fan page alleged, according to a screenshot shared by the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City on Twitter. Lisa responds, "Not true," with a heart emoji. Lisa confirms there was no physical altercation. When fans last saw Lisa and Jen at the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion, Lisa was defensive of Jen, choosing to take a stand against the other woman who insists that she was loyal. Then months later, Jen was seen going on a rant against her co-stars, including Heather Gray, Whitney Rose, and Meredith Marks, when she noted that Lisa was the only fake A white girl on the show. Jen says, "Hey, white girls, stop doing white girl-ish and shut the F up and take a seat next to your best friend Karen and Becky in the back row." Somehow this is black men's fault. Coach Shah, why do you got your non-black wife out here talking like that? Girl, what? It's like she's throwing all kinds of African-American vernacular together, and it's not making sense. She continues to say they're fake A white girls. Lisa is the only other person I can F with. When did this happen? When did this happen? Jen Shah is good TV. She is going to be great this season. I don't believe it, though. I do think that Jen pushed somebody. I know she put her hands on somebody. I don't believe it. I think Lisa is just trying to, throw some suspense out there and say that something didn't happen. But I think we're actually going to see it. Morgan says, "Nikki, my sad sis, I should have known you were a sad. Showing you some love. Thank you, family. Thank you." What? Okay, I won't blame black men, but it's Coach Shah. Why is your wife out here talking like this? She sounds ridiculous. It just didn't make any sense. It was just like all kinds of stuff that she thinks we say, just thrown together. Hey, white girl, stop doing white girl-ish and shut the F up and take a seat next to your best friends, Karen and Becky, in the back row. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. Like, what are you talking about? It don't make sense. Let me tell you something, right? I said this before. Jen is doing this to the right person. Jen is doing this to the right complected group of women. Girl, you couldn't have done it. You couldn't have pulled this on Atlanta. Could you imagine? Could you just imagine? She doing too much. And I'm sorry. Not gonna get me defending white people. But at some point, the white woman on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, at some point, they can say something. I'm sorry. At some point, they can say that this woman is racially harassing them. At some point, guys, I know what we're living under. I understand it. Y'all know that I always talk about the white supremacist system that we're living under. But at some point, them white women can turn around and say, now that's a damn no. She is always cussing them out and starting first with the race. Hey, white women. Like, excuse me, who are you talking to? This season can't come fast enough. Andy, you got to push it forward like you push forward the Real Housewives of Potomac. Like at this point, y'all have to start giving us the stuff that we want. We want Salt Lake City now, just like with The Bachelor. No shade, Katie. I'm glad you got your shine and I'm glad you got your coins, but we could get rid of all the bachelorettes and skip right to Paradise. That's what I need, especially with David Spade. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. My God, today I'm so excited. But at some point, they can say something back. I got to give them that. We got to give them that. At some point, they can respond and say, now, Jen. Oh, God. Remember when we all thought that the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City was going to be a flop? Remember we were not excited about it when it was announced at BravoCon? Look at us now. Look at us now. Ciao. You know what? Messy. Coach Shah is happily living with his other family. He don't care. Because have we seen him? Where the hell has Coach Shah been? Oh, God. Jen feels like Mary isn't black enough and is trying to pick up her slack. Quite possibly. Vodka with Riallo said, I wonder if Potomac will be good without Monique. I wish she was back. Me too. Without them hands. Listen, Monique comes from, has a lot of money. She doesn't need the show, apparently. If you don't need the show, stop talking about it. The Bonda Chronicles thing, girl, you going out sad. I tried to watch it. I was just like, this is so unhinged. Binder Chronicles is unhinged. It's like, oh my God, you're a grown woman with children. What is this? What is it? And you still talking about them girls, and they have not said anything about you since the reunion. You going out sad, girl. You going out sad. Let's talk about who else. Oh, hey, sup, people. Before I move on, some people said, well, Salt Lake and Love at the Lockup, we will be entertained. Listen, we're going to have a good old time. We're going to have a great time with Potomac. We're going to have the even better time with Love at the Lockup and an even better time with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I can't wait. We're going to get some good reality TV this year, and I'm excited about it. Thank you, sup, people. Thank you for the super chat, my love. Tell it, Miss Brown Sugar. She said they really should. Jen is popping off with the aggressiveness for no explicable reason and then mad when somebody names it. Girl, that was all about you, not race. Yes, when she pushed Heather. Don't touch me. Ciao. You doing that to the right women because, baby, Atlanta, you would have been got stomped. Atlanta, you know you safe. You know them girls are not going to do nothing back to you. You know you're safe. I think, yeah, Billy, I noticed that. Did you notice that Leah continuously body shames men? I noticed that because Leah is insecure. She's absolutely insecure. Leah absolutely wants to be booed up in love with a man, and because she has not found that yet, she, makes it the problem, makes men the problem. Instead of, fixing some things, she makes men the problem. Absolutely. I've noticed that. Oh no, I am Rachel. I missed your super chat. Let me go check. I'm sorry. Did I miss you? I'm sorry. I am Rachel. What did you say? I told y'all guys, buzz. I told y'all with StreamYard, I can't I can only see 10 comments at a time. And if I scroll up too fast, the comments above it, they won't let me get back to it. So I'm sorry, Rachel. Here's your buzz. Hey. Buzz. Oh, Jade is not a fan of Monique. Ciao. Hey, Marlene. Let me know when you're ready, sis. Let me know. JG said Monique brought literally nothing to the show that would stop their success. The trailer proved that. It's very juicy, and the new lady is bringing it. Y'all got to tap into reality. Ooh. Wait. Hold on. Shots fired. My mess. I am a mess. Oh, I'm going to have a time this summer with makeup. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be giving y'all them makeup looks. Let me get to this woman before we get out of here. Evelyn Lozada quits Basketball Wives. Basketball Wives OG cast member Evelyn Lozada officially announced her exit from the hit VH1 reality TV series during an exclusive interview with the Daily Pop on June 2nd. I am no longer going to be doing Basketball Wives, Lozada shared with co-host Justin Sylvester. I think that it's time for me to open up to the universe, to other things. While Lozada admitted that it was a hard decision to walk away after 9 seasons, in the end, it came down to the heavy toll she felt during the series. It's not the most positive energy, Lozada explained, citing a difficult last few seasons. Now I have a conscience about what I say and what I do and what my kids are going to see. Evelyn Lozada felt that Evelyn Lozada's family felt relief with her leaving Wives. It's time. It's been time, she summed up. Lozada previously took off time from Wives to focus on her own docuseries, Living Lozada. Going from OWN and going back to Basketball Wives, I was so far removed from this type of dynamic with the kids. Lozada confessed. I did feel like I took a few steps backwards. Lozada was engaged to now, why are we getting into our business like that? I just want to hear her quotes. And don't expect to see the jewelry designer return to Wives anytime soon. I want to take all my energy out of it, she stated. Instead, she has her sights set on another series, perhaps even... Girl, delusional. Perhaps even the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's the only one that I will probably do. Don't hold your breath. You think they're going to have you on the same show as Kathy Hilton? Is everybody doing drugs but me? Is everybody doing drugs but me? There's a glitch in the system. I was not ready for that. I'm sorry. Lozada previously told E! News that she was emotionally connected to Wives. I was the first person that co-star Shawnee O'Neal called to do the show. She reminisced in 2017 after returning to the franchise. That's all I care about. So she's not coming back. Delusional. The Real Housewives of Beverly. I'm telling you, if I had the confidence and audacity of some of these awful people, how successful, I would be so freaking successful. Damn it. Child. I was not expecting that. You see yourself on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? What are you seeing that we're not seeing? I really want to know. What are you seeing that we're... Wow. Granted, half of them live in Encino, but honey, you got Encino coin? Van Nuys maybe, but Evelyn, let's stop. Absolutely not. Temecula coins, Beverly Hills, Encino. No. Say what you want about Beverly Hills, but these broads got money. Real coin. Except for Dorit, but we'll figure that out next season because Dorit, you got a new place every time. It's giving eviction. Anyway, what do y'all got to say about this before we get out of here? I can't believe that. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay. All right. You better believe in yourself right from the start. Believe in yourself Like, I believe in you. Believe in yourself. My family think I'm nuts. They're probably right. My mom said we do. Ciao. I need to watch the interview because I need to know how the interviewer react to that. I need to know how, because he's messy. And he used to be Kyle's Manny, so he knew. He knows. That's never. Mom, get some water. Lauren, can you get mommy some water? She's choking on my live. Mom. Hope she's okay. The Real Housewife, child, not even Vanderpump Rules. Girl. Girl. Thoughts on Michael Darby's claims on sexual harassment? I don't know. Is he denying it again? I don't think he needs to be on the show. We have evidence of Michael sexually harassing the crew. He shouldn't be on the show. I don't know why he continues to come back on the show. Bravo, if you have a race problem and you're working on, trying to rectify the double standards that you give to certain cast members over others, then this is where you need to start. He does not need to come back. He really, really doesn't. Like, we've seen him sexually, I don't know if we would call it, is it called assault? But he's grabbed these men without, maybe it's assault, without their consent, and he's still on the show. Would it be, and this is the thing, when you keep him on the show, it opens the door to, wait, is he allowed to do this because he's white? Is he allowed to do this because his victims are Black? Is he allowed to do this because his victims are men and not women? Like, that's what you leave the door open to. So we will see. But he should not be on the show. Yep. Every episode, she opening up that binder. There once was a girl with no edges. Unhinged. It really was, sup, people. I'm telling you. Y'all think I just use my sound box on the show? It travels with me. I pull it out at dinner. My family is just like, girl, what are you doing? Ciao. Thank you. DSL. 30, I think it's $29.99 or something at QVC. How many F's do I give? All right, lip gloss is popping. Oh my God, it's a lip plumper? No way. It's not. It is not a lip plumper. I got scared. I said, oh my goodness, my lips started off plump. What are they going to end up like? Whoo. Oh yeah, I do know that this was discontinued. This is why I showed up at Marshall's right away. This was discontinued because of the name. Ladies, come on. Everybody want to be Ramona. Everybody want to be Ramona. Listen, at some point we all gonna suck a little, at some point. Unless you're Jackie from the Real Housewives of New York. But the rest of us, we sucking. Move on. This is the thing. I don't know Shantavia. Shantavia said, so Basketball Wives is canceled and Evelyn is trying to save face. Listen, I hope. It just doesn't make any sense for that show to come back. It's so sad. It's so sad that they would rather tank the show than actually work on the colorism problem that they had. Isn't that awful? So y'all just won't eat? Y'all just won't make no money? Because y'all don't want to fix this. Okay. Shed Pearl said Lozada is the reason for the downfall. Absolutely. And low ratings of the show's past seasons. Do you think she was given her walking papers? I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know, because I know that, if RHONY would allow her show to be canceled for Evelyn, I don't see her firing her. I don't. I don't know what's going on over there at DH1. I don't know what their next move is. So I'm not sure. I am not sure. It needs to be canceled though, JG. JG said, I don't believe that Basketball Wives is canceled, but I also don't think that Shawnee is a part of the cast any longer. I mean, are they going to start over? I don't know. I don't know how this show can be saved. And y'all know I'm always giving, you know, a way to save the show. I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. I don't know how they can save it. I don't know how they can save that show. I think that Shawnee is doing, I think she's going to do a different franchise and do like Housewives, not Housewives, Basketball Wives of Houston. I think that's what's going to happen, Basketball Wives of the South. If she does that, I think it's going to be a genius idea. Because not only will it be cheaper to film, it's going to be a new location, fresh housewives. It'll be Basketball Wives. I think it'll be great. I think it will be great if that's what she chooses to do. I think LA is done. I think LA is done, but we'll see. We will see. JG said the show can be saved and redone. Yeah, just move to a different city, like they did with Tammy when Tammy's antics ruined Miami. Shed Pearl, I did hear that that's the reason why Shawnee moved to Houston, because Tammy was trying to start a Basketball Wives of the South down there. So I think Shawnee wanted to get in front of that, which is one of the reasons why they're no longer friends. I heard. On whose reels? Whose reels was Sonya on? On her own, or was she on Evelyn's reels? Who are we talking about? Hey, some people said, did you watch Indian Matchmaker on Netflix? No, I never watched that. I thought this is the first time I'm hearing about it. Thank you, some people. I did not watch it. I didn't. Sounds like a good show. I didn't watch it though. You think so, Chastity? The show can be saved with Jackie? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I think, to be honest with you, I think Basketball Wives needs to like do what I think Shawnee is doing. Go to another location, get younger housewives. I really, really do. Here is why I think you need to stay away from, not housewives, but Basketball Wives in Jackie's age range. They don't want to cut up like they need to cut up. Those young girls will be, giving us a season. They're young, they're hungry, they want to make a splash on reality TV. They're just not going to give what needs to be, they're going to give what needs to be given. I feel like if you start with housewives who are already like established housewives and, moms and have convictions and have wisdom and will, think twice before they do certain things, I just don't think for Basketball Wives or for VH1 that's going to work. For Housewives, it absolutely works, right? For Basketball Wives, I think the formula needs to go newer and younger. That's just my opinion. Yeah, but the show needs to be done. See, I haven't seen the first episode, the first season. The first season looked dry boots to me. Look real dry boots to me. I may give it a watch if I don't have nothing else to do, but it just looked dry boots. And then I just don't want to add another show because I have so many other shows that I'm really excited about. Like I'm working on something concerning Legendary for you guys. I'm also gearing up for The Bachelorette. And Love After Lockup. I'm really excited about that. So I just want to do stuff I'm excited about. I'm not excited about Family Karma. I'm not. You know what show needs to come back? Mob Wives. We can build it around Drita. Now that I will go up for, but it's just not going to happen. I'm just about all over these wives shows. Yeah, we all are. We all are. Al Michelle said, why just basketball wives? Can I get some basketball wives, football wives, manager wives? Be creative with your talent selection. Well, it was popular back when it started. So everybody just jumped on, that kind of wives kind of show. And there was a football wives show. I think it got canceled because the wives fought and it got really brutal. I remember that. I will say this. Do y'all remember football wives? Do y'all remember them husbands, them football husbands? I was like, and then wait, we have football wives, we have baseball wives. Oh my goodness. If you know, please put it in the comment section. Baseball wives, remember that white woman who was married to that baseball player? In her opening, how we were introduced to her, she was in a restaurant throwing a plate and threatening to beat everybody in the restaurant up. Do y'all remember her? And like, she introduced herself and she was like, hey, I'm a stripper. I met my husband. At a strip club. He saw me, and then we had a visual of her. They did a clip of her spinning around on the pole. And she was just like, he saw me and he couldn't get himself together. I went home with him that night and I never left. What is her name? Please tell me you remember Baseball Wives. That was a good show, but I think her husband got hooked on meth, and the show just couldn't go farther after that because it was, the leads were on some kind of drug. So, but Baseball Wives and Football Wives was good when it was good, but they just didn't. They didn't bring it back. They did. She was wild. Erica Bunch remembers her. She said she was wild. I was so confused every time she came on, but she was good TV. In every scene, she was trying to fight somebody. They would be like, what are you doing? Because she was like, Philadelphia people, she was just like, you know what? I won't. Everybody doesn't know Kensington, but she was giving me Kensington white girl, Northeast, South Philly kind of white girl, right? And every episode, she was trying to fight these Southern Belle baseball wives, and they were just so confused. So confused. She would just be out to brunch with them, and she'd be like, what did you say to me? And they were like, what are you talking about? I just asked you if you wanted a mouth style. She was just always ready to fight. I'm telling you, if you can find Baseball Wives, please watch it. It was a good show, but everybody got hooked on meth. So the show couldn't go anywhere, but it was a good show. I think I do. JB says, what I'll get to you. El Michelle said, we don't have to separate them. Throw them. Oh my God. El Michelle. Oh, let me get, girl. Pitch that. Don't. I took it off. Darn it. Everybody earmuffs. But El Michelle, girl, that's a great idea. That is a great idea. What you need to do is pitch it to VH1 or pitch it to Bravo. That's a great idea. Absolute great idea. This didn't happen, right? I took it off the screen. We can't see it. Pitch it. It's a great idea. Great idea. I would watch the hell out of that show. But JB says what I do. I think the girl's name was Anna. She was good. Her, guys, I'm telling you, we were introduced. Her opening scene, she threw a plate on the ground. I think she had another plate in her hand, and she said, come for me. Come after me. And she was in a restaurant, and they were looking at her like, what the hell is that's how she opened the show. Good TV. That was some good reality TV. Oh, you know what? Chastity said the Ladies of London's was good. Wish they brought that back. Everybody has been telling me that, but I've never actually got to see it. Jolly, I figured she was a lot. I'm telling you guys, Drita has nothing on her. This lady was trying to fight somebody in every episode, whether it be another wife or a husband or a general manager of a team. She was ready to fight every episode. You could not even say hi to her. Hello, what you want from me? She was already ready to good TV. She was so crazy. This crazy stripper who married this multi-millionaire baseball player. They had such an interesting story. I'm not surprised that they're no longer married, but man, she was good TV. Good TV. Really? On what channel, Cameron? I never heard of that show. Oh, it got canceled. Well, there we go. There we go. Breezy said, I did love Mob Wives, though. They kind of brought it back centered around Karen, but it was extra boring. I would miss Big Ange, though. Yeah, I think at the Big Ange, they couldn't get it back. They couldn't get it back. Now, because she still got beef with Drita, Karen keeps on trying to make another Mob Wives, but she keeps on trying to make it with like younger people. And then she tries to make it about her family. Your family was not interesting. You are the show, right? Your friends are the show. You, Drita, Big Ange. I miss Big Ange. We needed another Big Ange. But Karen, Drita, who was the other girl? The other girl who had all that mouth but always got beat up. It kind of went downhill when they started getting Mob Wives from Philly. And I'm so disappointed because we have some really good Mob Wives in Philly. I don't know why they got this girl who had like light mob ties. We have actual Mob Wives in Philadelphia who would have been ready to show, to tell all their business on camera. I don't know why we didn't get them. I went to high school with their kids. I could have casted the show. I was like, hey, your dad's still in prison. Okay. Do your mom want to do the show? Baby, oh, you got to listen. As soon as you step in South Philadelphia, you're going to find a mob wife who's ready to talk. They could have really gotten a good mob wife from Philly. They got that other girl who she has alleged mob ties. Get an actual mob wife, right? Get an actual mob wife who was like shoving bricks in her vagina and holding the cocaine for her husband. You know what I mean? Give an actual mob wife who know where the bodies are buried. Get that chick, right? Get her. They could have done a good job. We had so many. Look up Philadelphia and the mob, baby. Let me tell you something. South Philly is being hella gentrified, but baby, back in the day, you couldn't go to South Philly. It had nothing to do with racism. It had everything to do with they gonna be shooting all day. You go to get a water ice in South Philly, you might get shot. Child, it was a mess back in the 80s and 90s. Anyway, I think if Karen and Drita fix their beef, we can actually bring that show back. That was such a good show, and they were not faking it for cameras. This is who those ladies were. It was a good show, and I'm so mad that it's gone. I'm so mad. You thought so, Morgan? I felt like they were putting it on. I felt like they were trying to be mob wives. No shade to Karen, but especially her daughter. You could not tell that black child that she was not Italian American. Like it was. I just felt like it was just too fake. It was too fake, and I think mob wives work better because they were actually mob wives. We actually listening to them on phone calls, talking to their men in prison for life. You know what I mean? Like that show actually worked because it was the real deal. Those kids don't know nothing about the mob life. You know what I mean? Like I felt like it would have worked better from people who are actually from the mob life. Those kids don't know the mob life. Karen's daughter was trying to, give the Staten Island accent. It wasn't working. Was Jimmy and them coming? It was so strong and wrong. Now, because Jimmy was at the deli. I was going to the deli with Jimmy and all of them. And then we saw some guys. It was too much. It was too much. I'm like, baby, you from Arizona. And you was raised by your black daddy. Where did that accent come from? I couldn't get into it. They was all trying to be tough, but it's like, y'all don't know nothing about your parents' life. I want to listen to your parents, right? I want to know give me the old mob boss that got shot up and survived. That's what I want. I don't want these kids, meeting at a pizza shop, talking about Jimmy in a deli. Get out of here. It's just not going to work. They need to be older. They need to be actually a part of the mob life or, have some remnant still from it for it to actually work. Karen and Drita got to fix this so we can get to the money. Y'all letting y'all beef stop y'all from getting the bag. Oh, Jennifer was good too. It was a bad show. I'm talking about the new show. It was bad. It was scripted. The accents were just. I'm not even Italian American, and I was offended. I was like, oh, this isn't right. Then half the kids weren't even Italian American. I said, well, why are we faking this lifestyle? Half the kids were like Black and Filipino. I said, well, what the hell is going on with this show? It was just poorly casted, in my opinion. It was poorly casted, and I don't know. It felt offensive to me. Listen, you got to do what you got to do when you're a mob wife. You got to do what you got to do. Yeah, the parents, Morgan, the parents were a lot better. Oh, Cameron, I hear you. I'm not highlighting that comment. You won't have me mixed up with the feds. But like, who doesn't? If you're from Philly, who doesn't? Oh, thank you, Tracy. Tracy said that Baseball Wives, let me get out of here. Baseball Wives is on Amazon if anybody wants to watch the messy show. It's so good. Watch Baseball Wives, then come join me tomorrow for the chat about Batch Chat, because I'm just going to talk about the host change and a little bit about the upcoming season. But then, no, it's okay, Cameron. But then we'll get into Baseball Wives. Oh, it's a good show. Good show. It's a good show. See? Thank you, Simply Simone said the amount of mob kids I've seen on TikToks, one of the mamas want to be on TV. At this point, they got to be mob grandkids. Ain't nobody whose parents was in a mob a child today. They got to be grandkids. Yeah, because if you're a child of the mob, you're a millennial. We're a millennial. So yeah, they mob grandkids. Soft. So you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing about that life. You're soft. Get out of here with your private school education. You don't know nothing. I want the parents and the kids. The kids that are 36 years old. Give me them. Give me that. Give me that show. I don't want nothing about no mob teenagers because you're soft. You don't know. You have no idea. No idea. Your mama do. Your 38-year-old mama do. Okay? Your 38-year-old mama had the feds acting like they were caterers at your 16-year-old birthday party. I want to hear her. I want to hear her story. Okay? A lot of them are locked up or dead. It's still very prevalent in Italy, but in America, the government killed that real quick. Real quick. It's just not this, especially in Philadelphia. Like the area where they were like kings is so gentrified at this point. It's not the same. Some of them are still alive. If they are alive, they're like elderly and they live in Florida. It's just not the same anymore. Thank God. Listen. The mob and the crack epidemic in Philadelphia, it was a lot. It was a lot to live through. Thank God I made it. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. I made it. Oh, it's so good. I highly recommend watching Baseball Wives. Yep, Shantavia, you absolutely know. You absolutely know. Them grandkids is soft. I want the grandparents and the parents on the new mob wives. If you can't give me that, keep it. I don't want them private school kids on there. They don't know nothing. Nothing. Give me somebody who knows where the bodies are buried. Give me somebody who was on that show lying. Oh, they said that my father was a hitman. I don't believe it. Not my daddy. That's the girl I want to know. Put her on there. The one whose father killed 26 mobsters, but she's still in denial. Put her on the show. My father would never. And then while she's saying her father would never, I want the show to put in the background the news reports and the dad's mugshots. That's the kind of mob wives I want. If you can't do that, keep it. Keep it. That Greta, iconic reality TV. When Drita said Karen had arms like a T-Rex, I could not get. Drita is iconic reality TV. I will never forget her running into the scene, dropping her purse on the table, saying, "Get up, Karen." Do y'all remember that? I'm like on my couch watching her like, whoa. She said, "Get up, Karen." Drita did not have hands, but she was not afraid to fight. Respect her. Respect her. Do I? Yona said, if you were on TV talking about the mob, are you really from the mob? That's why you need to get the ones who are in denial. Who was the one who was in denial? She was the one who got the butt lift. She got the butt injections. What was her name? It wasn't Karen. It wasn't Drita. What was her name? Her father was a whole hitman, and she was just on that show in denial. And they were like, "He killed my father." There were people on the show who was just like, "Your father killed my father." She was like, "My father would never. He was a sweetheart." And they were like, "He killed him." Y'all got to go back and watch Mob Wives. I'm telling you, it was iconic reality TV. She would just be like, "It wouldn't. He wasn't. No, my dad would never." And the girl is like, "He killed my dad." Y'all don't know reality TV. Renee's dad killed everybody. And she was just on that show like, "He would never. Oh no, he would never. He's only in prison because he's not a rat. Renee, your dad is in jail because he killed people." Listen, when VH1 brought the people who Renee, the family of the people that Renee's father killed, I said, "Oh, this is some good TV." It was terrible, but it was some good TV. Oh, y'all gotta go back. Y'all gotta go back. Y'all gotta go back. I was hoping that Victoria Gotti would actually join that show. I was hoping. Listen, remember when we all were in love with her sons? Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember how everybody had crushes on Victoria Gotti's sons? You see them boys today? What the hell? Especially the baby. That was my crush. Her baby son. That was my what? I saw them like they did a recent interview, and I was like, "Who the heck?" Steroids. They were all serving Teresa Giudice. Voices was different from them roids. Ciao. That's what I'm saying. That's why Renee was a good one. You got to get somebody on there like that, because no amount of proof that you gave Renee, her husband, her son's father was a whole hitman, and she was in denial. I said, we are literally watching a freaking murderer on this show try to make a home with this woman. My God, today. My God, today. Yeah, they said that my husband killed 9 people. I don't believe it. He wouldn't hurt a fly. Ma'am. And her and Drita got into it because Drita was just like, your husband is a whole killer. He should have died in prison. But the reason why he's out is because he's a rat. And when she called him a rat over, they lost it. This is your homework for the weekend. Baseball Wives and Mob Wives. Girl, great reality TV. Great reality TV. Oh, Greta, y'all better stop incriminating yourselves on here. I'm not highlighting your comments. Child. The baby son, her baby boy, oh my God. That was my crush. What happened to my crush? What happened to my crush? Hey, KB, I actually do have to get off of here. This is how much I love y'all. I always be like, I'm gonna be on here for an hour. Never happens like this. Shout out to the replay gang. We had a good time. I don't know. I think Mob Wives has to be on one of the streaming services. It has to be on one of the streaming services. So check, it wouldn't be on Discovery. Would it? Check Hulu. Hulu seems to be having all them shows. Definitely not Netflix. Who's buying over there? Y'all spent $200 million on Jupiter's Legacy, and now the show is being canceled. Y'all could have bought Mob Wives and got your money back that day. That day. Probably Hulu. Probably Hulu. Anyway, family, I had a good time. I always do. That's why I'm always ends up staying longer than I said I would. But let me get out of here. I have stuff to film. I got a voiceover to do. I have a full day still. I have a full day still of other stuff. Your girl never gets a break, but that's okay. We're building. We're building. Paramount might have it. Oh, Tracy said Amazon has Mob Wives. Amazon gonna have everything. Child, is about to be a monopoly. So yeah, check Amazon for Mob Wives. Check out Baseball Wives, and let's talk about it tomorrow for after batch chat, because you know the chat will go somewhere else. Anyway, I love y'all. I gotta go. Thank you so much for joining me, family. Please make sure you like the video. If you enjoyed your time here, please make sure you share it. If you're not subscribed, what are you waiting on? Subscribe. Love y'all. Thank you for all your support. See you tomorrow for batch chat. Bye-bye. Mob Wives, Baseball Wives. Best TV ever. Best TV ever. Love y'all. Ma.